Hey everybody, how you all doing? Thought I'd give you just a quick update on what's happening. A lot of you are probably wondering, where's Gary and Amanda? They should be back in Africa. We had planned to be back January, February this year, that's 2022. And we're still sitting here. And as you probably noticed in one of my posts, we have a sort of a snowstorm going down here. But so I just wanted to update you and let you know things are good. Nothing, I can say drastic things are happening, but it's all internal and it's wonderful and it's transformative. And so we're very, very excited about that. Got some notes here, make sure I'm giving you all these points that are important. So we plan to be back in 2022. The house is not sold. We originally put it on the market just before the boom went down, or the balloon burst, as it were, in the market, and we had to take the house off the market again and fix some projects, and so we did that. That took about 3 or 4 months, and then we put it back on the market, and it's been on there since then. There's been a number of people interested. There still are probably 2 or 3 people that are really keen, as it were, on the house. It's very different. It's a very modern, contemporary home. So, it's not the typical sort of American family home. So it's just a certain amount of people that would like it. But it's a good thing. The delay has been good. And we're very, very thankful for that, because God is doing something phenomenal. Way back, I've shared this story many times. Way back in, 1985, the Lord called Amanda and I to Zimbabwe from South Africa to start a work there in the country. And it was a miraculous set of circumstances that led us there. Not going to share them again. It's all going to be in my book that I've written. But all these circumstances that pointed towards it, and divine appointments, and for South Africans to get into Zimbabwe as permanent residents, especially at my age, knowing that I'd been through my military training in South Africa, it was just one big miracle. But it all came tumbling down. After about 3 years, things started going south. And we were eventually arrested and charged with spying. But it was all that to say is that we went through what I call no man's land, a space that you and I create in our thinking, in our mind, in our emotions, an emotional space, even a spiritual space where we unpack all our frustrations and confusion and all these sort of emotions. And we tend to get there very often as Christians, especially if things don't go the way we think they should go. And so this book is about bringing us out of no man's land. And so we left South Africa after that. In other words, we left permanently after that experience. Probably about a year after that, we left South Africa. Still traveled a little bit between leaving permanently and leaving Zimbabwe. But anyway, we left Africa to the nations, never expecting to go back again. Of course, we visited there many times, sometimes once a year, and we would have always done that. But and so the Lord's called us back to Africa, and now we're sitting with a house that's not selling. During the COVID pandemic, we weren't able to travel that much, and so we were doing a lot of what we do remotely, but our finances dovetailed a little, but now we sort of, we're having to keep this house going without much income. So all these things sort of converging together has brought us, Amanda and I, back into that no man's land kind of experience. And it's good, because we're writing a book, and the book started with one, and it seems like God has prophetically allowed another one for us to get back to Africa. In itself, it's not chasing us back, because on the contrary, it's holding us here. But he wants us to once again trust him And this house is going to sell as a miracle, just like it was obtained as a miracle. It's going to sell as a miracle. And God is sending us back with a book that's complete. When I was writing my book back 2 years ago, I had finished it in 2020, and I thought, this is it. We had a publishing company that was really keen on publishing it, and so I was so thrilled. And then the Lord said, "No, cut it, stop, don't do it," which is weird. And but I knew it was the Lord, and so I did. I stopped it, and about 6 months later, I pulled it out again, and He sat down with me and went through my book together with me. It was the most wonderful experience. And even if the book doesn't go anywhere as far as selling or anything like it, just to have had that experience was just mind-boggling and so special. But I hadn't finished the last chapter, and the Lord said the last chapter is to be written about now, right now, what you're going through, what you've been going through, which is another no man's land experience. You need to write the chapter about now. So the last chapter in the book is like a day-by-day log of how Amanda and I are coping with getting to South Africa and having to deal and be confronted with this no man's land possibility in terms of our thoughts and our emotions. And so it's very, very exciting. So we expect to be back soon. It's in the Lord's hands. And so we just wanted to update you on that and let you know everything's going well with the Foxes. We're right on track. Half of my family are in Africa already. The other half, and my other daughter and her family, and myself and Amanda, we're the ones that are waiting on the Lord. And so everything's good. Thank you for all your prayers. Thank you for being there with us. And it's been such a privilege to be able to share what God's doing in our lives. And we expect a great awakening. We expect the church is going to awaken. And we talk about revival. Revival really is a word describing something that comes again, something that happens again. It's already there or has happened, but He's reviving it. And revival is the church waking up. And I think part of what we're going to be doing in Africa is shaking awake a lot of people, including ourselves. And so thanks a lot. And if there's any questions, please message me. And thank you for praying for us. And God bless you guys. We really love you and appreciate you and your support in prayer.